Once upon a time, there lived a princess named Mary and a prince named Harry. For some reason, they thought life was scary. Princess Mary was afraid of the dark and dogs. Prince Harry was afraid of the basement and hogs. They were both afraid of big changes and ticks. They were particularly scared of getting sick. The things they fear make a very long list, but one day Prince Harry pointed out what they missed.
No wonder you're scared. You've got a naked bod. You need to put on the armor of God.
So dress up they did, and suddenly they became like brand new kids. They weren't afraid of anything. Here's a new song that they sing.
I'm washing my hands like my queen commands. I'm washing my hands to avoid all flu strands.
Hello everyone. Today we have our latest tips on how to prevent illness, especially the coronavirus. My first suggestion for you is to wash your hands multiple times a day. Secondly, I want you to drink lots and lots of water. Lastly, I have a breathing exercise for you. In the morning, when you wake up, hold your breath for 10 seconds. If you do not start coughing or wheezing, you are most likely okay and do not have any illness. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will use these simple tips every day to prevent the spread of not only the coronavirus, but illnesses. Thank you.
For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love.
That's right, boys and girls. God does not want us to be afraid. He wants our hearts to be filled with love. But as sinful human beings, it is our nature to be fearful. Perhaps you can relate to Princess Mary, who was afraid of the dark, and Prince Harry, who is afraid of the basement. Well, here's a secret that adults usually don't like to tell, but they have real fears too. They may still be afraid of the dark, they may not like the basement, but they also have other fears like losing a job, not being able to provide for their families, or maybe a loved one getting sick. Boys and girls, God's word speaks to both children and adults when it says, don't be afraid. Perfect love, it casts out fear. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love. He doesn't want us to be afraid. He wants us to be confident. And one of the ways that we can do that is to take Prince Harry's advice very seriously and suit up in the armor of God every single day. For example, boys and girls, when you wake up in the mornings and put on the belt of truth, you can remember that God doesn't want us to be afraid. He wants us to remember our hearts should be filled with His love. When you put on the helmet of salvation, you're reminded that no matter what happens in this life, Jesus can't wait to spend eternity in heaven with you. You want to make sure that you put on the breastplate of righteousness, because this guy helps you remember that there is quickly coming a time when God will make all things right. Make sure that you take your shield of faith, because you'll want to be able to defend yourself from the devil's attacks, and the sword of the Spirit will help you fight back. However, the last piece of armor I want to talk to you about today is perhaps the most important for right now. It's the shoes of peace. Boys and girls, there's a lot of people running around right now like their hair is on fire. They're buying too much toilet paper and too many groceries, way more than they could ever use. Boys and girls, if you put on the shoes of peace, you don't have to do that. You can be cool as a cucumber, walking around, grounded in God's peace, knowing that no matter what happens, God's got your back, and He's got your backside too. So don't worry about that toilet paper or the lack thereof. Boys and girls, life is not scary when you have Jesus on your side. And the best news of all is that he is. So simply put, life is not scary.